If you are pumped for the season opener against the Atlanta Falcons, go down and type FATL down in the comment section because we cannot stand those dirty birds. Go spam that down in the comments if you're all about Who Dat Nation. Falcons suck. You know what doesn't suck, though? This video we're bringing you right now on Saints Now by Chat Sports. I am Will Scott, and in this video, we're going to do a comprehensive breakdown of the Saints practice squad. They have finalized their initial practice squad. Now, teams can carry up to 16 players on their practice squad. The Saints right now at least opting to carry 15. As we take a look at the practice squad rules, they kind of change year after year, but players with no NFL experience, 0 cured seasons. Players who were active for fewer than 9 games during their only accrued season. Up to 10 players may have no more than 2 accrued seasons. Up to 6 players may be signed without any limitation on earned seasons. And folks, this is why you subscribe to Saints Now, because when Saints news happens, we break it down. And the practice squad is not the only news we're getting to today. We actually have a notable name that just got released about 5 seconds ago from the Saints. Here we are in studio, bringing this to you moments after this news happened. We're going to get to that player in a second, so you have to stick around. But we begin with the Saints practice squad. We're going to go player by player here, break them down. Nephi Sewell, a linebacker, has been signed to the Saints practice squad, as well as DeMarcus Fields. Good to see those guys on the squad. I'm so excited about this. Rashid Shaheed is sticking around. Love to see it. I got to be honest, I thought this guy was going to get scooped up. He didn't, because he has so much special teams value. That's why I thought he was going to get scooped up by somebody, but he was one of the best return men in college football, the best in the FCS. 7 career return touchdowns for Shaheed. Another wide receiver, Kirk Merritt, also staying on this roster, and yeah, he was kind of getting some reps at running back as well, so maybe him being on the practice squad will give him more of an opportunity at that position as well. Dai'Jean Dixon from Nicholls State, local kid, love to see it. He's going to be on the Saints practice squad as well. So you have Shaheed, Merritt, and Dixon, 3 UDFA wide receivers that you're keeping on the Saints practice squad. Here's what Dixon did down the road over in Thibodaux. 71 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns for the Colonels of Nicholls State. If you've been to Thibodaux, Louisiana, let me know down in the comment section. I went. It's an interesting place. What player are you most excited to have back down in the comments section? Let me know down in the comments section which player you're most excited to have back. For me, it's got to be, that's tough. 3 wide receivers, the UDFA wide receivers you brought back, but for me, it's got to be Kirk Merritt, because I want to see him evolve at running back a little bit more. Take a look at these other members. Nick Martin, Jordan Jackson, Josh Andrews, Taco Charlton, Vincent Gray, as well as Chase Hansen. Fist pump there. Very happy about that. J.P. Holtz, Christian Ringo, Lucas Krull. Love to see it. Lucas Krull sticking around, as well as Eric Wilson, a linebacker. Before we get into more analysis about that, go down and subscribe. Can't say it enough, because we're trying to get 9,000 subs by week 1. We need about 500 more. That is the goal. That is the expectation here at Saints Now as we bring in producer Trace Gerard. Trace, we're going to hit on some Saints news here in a second, but first I want to hear your thoughts on the practice squad. No Abram Smith, by the way.
Man, I'm kind of shocked about the Abram Smith move. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. And what makes it even more shocking is the news that came out literally a second ago as we were filming, had to restart filming so we could update the information. Dwayne Washington's been released.
Yeah.
Dwayne Washington is no longer on the Saints roster. He is not on the practice squad. He's been released. It's kind of crazy news, and it makes the Abram Smith signing, or, not coming back on the practice squad, it's kind of interesting. It is weird. I really liked Abram Smith out of Baylor right when they signed him after the draft. I thought he had a lot of value. I thought that he brought a lot of energy and, upside to the offense, but unfortunately it didn't quite stick with the offense. It didn't quite stick in preseason. I wish him nothing the best. I really want him to succeed and find his place in the NFL, but unfortunately, it's a business decision, and that's what you got to make at the end of the day.
Well, you also look at the Washington news, and that happened literally 5 minutes after Trey Sermon got released.
Exactly.
So Mickey Loomis see that news, he's like, all right, bye. We're going to bring Trey Sermon in. I'm just saying, very interesting. But it's also interesting because we're looking at that practice squad like, where the heck is Abram Smith? maybe he's not on the practice squad because they're planning on signing him to the 53-man roster.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if it came down to it and it was Trey Sermon or, what's his name? Excuse me, Abram Smith. So sorry. If it comes down to Trey Sermon and Abram Smith, I think there's a pretty obvious answer as to which one you want to put on your roster for week 1, and week 2, 3, 4, not somebody you're going to have to be developing all season and the next seasons to come, if you will.
Right, good point. I want to tell you about this great deal we're giving you from BetUS, because if you use promo code CHAT125, you can get a 125% deposit bonus. Got to go to that link, chatsports.com/bet, and use promo code CHAT125. And let me tell you something. My LSU Tigers are just a 3-point favorite against a really crappy Florida State team on Sunday night. I'm going to be pounding LSU with promo code CHAT125. You should as well if you bleed black and gold and purple and gold. Chatsports.com/bet. Let's talk about this waiver claim. So the waiver claims, we've seen them around the league today. The Saints did make one. It's former Buffalo Bills offensive tackle Tanner Owen. So you bring him in, you add him to this offensive line depth chart that features Hurst, Pete, McCoy, Ruiz, Ramczyk, and then you have backup offensive linemen Penning, Owen. Now, Penning, it's worth noting, he's probably not going to be ready by the start of the season, so maybe that's why they claimed him, Tanner Owen. Penning, Owen, Throckmorton, Young, and Kidd are your backup offensive linemen. Do you like the move of signing Tanner Owen? It's like Y for yes or type N for no. To be honest, I don't know much about him, but I do like the fact that they are adding some depth at the tackle position with Penning injured. I think it was important to do that. You do that by placing this waiver claim. Malcolm Roach, in another roster move, has been placed on the IR, which means he can return after missing at least 4 games. Pretty significant difference between being placed on IR yesterday and IR today. Placed on IR yesterday, he missed the full season. Placed on IR today, just 4 games. That's worth noting as we take a look at the defensive line depth chart. So Malcolm Roach to the IR. Still some depth, though, at this position. I like this position overall, but it will be interesting to see if the Saints go out and sign someone. The obviously, Dwayne Washington news opens up a roster spot, so we'll see what the Saints do. Field Yates reported this. The Saints and veteran tight end Nick Vannett agreed to a renegotiated deal that includes his base salary dropping from $2.6 million to $1.035 million per source. He's a sturdy run blocker for New Orleans. The move creates over $1.5 million in cap space. Nick Vannett, what are you doing, pal? But hey, thanks. More cap space for the Saints. If you think the Saints will beat the Falcons, go ahead and like this video down below. We're going to be hyping up that game the next week or two here at Chat Sports. Producer Trace, the Saints going to take down the Dirty Birds?
Not only going to take them down, it's going to be ugly, man. It's going to be just an absolute beating. The Falcons are going to be left utterly befuddled. It's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be ugly. They're horrible.
They're going to be the worst team in the league this year. Like, I'm not just saying that. They're going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Maybe 2-15.
They're
probably 1-16.
They're going to be bad, and they're not going to be good either. It's going to be brutal. But real quick, I'm getting this news as we're filming right now. So the Saints have also just worked out defensive tackle Vernon Butler. He most recently played with the Bills, also spent some time with the Panthers. And then Kingsley Keke, excuse me, I may have the name pronunciation wrong. He's also working out, and he's a defensive tackle who's most recently with the Packers. So it could be interesting, like you were saying, to see if they bring in some depth on the defensive line to help out with, Malcolm Roach missing some time on IR. So we'll see how it pans out, but just wanted to make sure I got these couple updates in as well before we really got out of here.
Excellent. Yeah, a lot of news dropping around the National Football League today. Before we let you go, want to give some shout-outs to Alex Horton, Mike Buchalan, Nicholas Kasky, Nola Gang 09, Jay Harrison. You're a real one if you're subscribing to Saints Now. We appreciate y'all. Talk to you again tomorrow.